Answer would be somebody can work on multiple regressions. Somebody can working on the path analysis. And before jump into this topic, we need to understand that what are the basic things which is required. And for that, I will take you to the journey. Suppose now all communities or everybody is using the social media. Everybody is using the social media. Everybody is generating the content. Number of business persons also using the content for awareness, generate the business sales. Most important thing is customer engagement. And up to certain extent, develop loyalty also. This is the extended version. Minor, thin difference. But these are the areas people are doing contents. Are you agree with me or not? And the moment we are talking about the content part, there are different kind of the content is there. The first kind of the content is shareable content. Are you agree? The content which is shareable. B, content which is entertaining. Content which is relevant. I hope I make it clear. Content with very unique design content. Content which is related with the recent event. Somebody is talking about the IPL. Like this is the Amul's ad, Amul's holdings, which always talk about some recent event. Similarly, that you can see in the social media also, the peoples are talking about the recent aspects. The content would talk about the authenticity part. Content would talk about co-creations, new creations, which is related with the multiple things. Content related with the quality aspects, which we can say really quality content. Please understand, which is in fact in terms of the product, in terms of everything, this we can say is directly linked with the quality. Directly we can say it is a really quality content. Some of the contents are very useful also. Are you with me? And this 9 different type of the content will directly leads to customer engagements. I'm not just talking about, this is not based on my experience, but this is the things we have derived based on literature. This is the studies related with the young people. Specifically, we can say Gen Z. And these are the people we have done sufficient literatures. And from the literatures, we have derived certain things which is directly linked with the customer engagement. I hope you understand. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
It is written. Please understand that this is nothing else, but this is derived from our hypothesis. So these are our independent variables. Today's session is unlikely related with the previous things. Earlier, yesterday, we do not have a literature. Today, we have a clear-cut literature, and we want to understand the impact of each type of the content on the customer's engagement part. Are you with me? Product could be anything. This studies is related with the apparels of college going students, specifically UG and PG. So UG and PG is our scope. This is area. Gen Z is our scope. Our study is related with the Gen Z. Our study is related with the UG and PG students, college going students. Our studies is related with the Gujarat. Our studies is related with the western part of or the few districts of central Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Baroda, etc., etc. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And these are our independent variable. X1 is, we can share shareability. I will explain again how our model can be created and how multiple regressions and the path analysis can be established. All of you know very well. What is X1? Shareability.
Yeah.
X2?
Entertainment
content. X3?
relevant.
Absolutely right. X4, I'll not spell the whole
Design.
thing. Design. X5 could be
Recent aspects.
recent.
Yeah, aspect in terms of aspect.
Correct. X6 could be
Authenticity.
X7
Co-creation.
co-creations. X8
Quality.
quality.
And then last, useful.
Usefulness. X9 could be useful. Now, most important thing is, these are the 8 aspects is directly influence to our dependent variable. This 8 is considered as an independent variable. 8 is considered as a what?
Independent.
An independent variable influence the dependent variable, and that is customer engagement. This is our college students project of this year. Very simple model. So you can say customer engagement is our dependent variable, and this all 8, X1, X2, I will not rewrite the name, X4 up to X9. This all 9 variables having a direct impact. Currently, we will not talk about any mediations, any moderations. We'll talk about this. This is the simple model where we have n number of the independent variable and one dependent variable. Please understand. When we have two variables, let us understand. One independent, one dependent, it is called the regression. Simple regression. Because the two variables involved, we called bivariate data. Which data? Bivariate data. And here we have 9 independent variables. And we have a one dependent variable. So this is called the multiple regression. It's called which model? Multiple regressions. Are you with me? All
Yes,
of
sir.
you?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it? So hope you understand. And how it is work? It is work like this. Y is equal to A is our constant. What is the meaning of the constant? Let us understand. When influence of all 9 variable is 0, influence of all 9 variable is 0, then whatever the value of y is called the constant. Please understand. Constant is without the influence of the independent variable. Are you with me? So how the model creates? A is equal to x01, x01, b1, x02. Either you can write b or you can write beta also. Beta 2, x03, beta 3, and so on. The residual part. What is the meaning of the residual? Whatever the variations which is not influenced by this variable is called the residual or error. And I hope you understand. Is it? Any questions up to this extent? Any?
No, sir.
Is it? So I hope you understand this.
Sir,
simple
please
model.
repeat error. Whatever the variation is not influenced by.
This all 9 independent variables. For example, in customer engagement, these 9 variables are responsible up to 75%. Please understand. How many percentage they are responsible? 75%. So then remaining 25% variations which is not explained by these 9 variables, it is called the residual or it is called the error. In statisticians will speak residual. Normal people like you and me speaks the error part. Error means यहाँ कोई गलती नहीं है. It's not a mistake. The error means the variations which is not explained by all independent variables. That's it. And I hope this simple multiple regressions model that you understand. Is it? Shall we go to the some better model? With
Sir, I have a question.
Is it?
I have a question, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Sir, I am doing PhD and I am working on a fish. These are the examples from the sociology. So I want to understand that I am performing simple regression for one indices.
Yes,
But right
that is,
now
that is
I
also mentioned here, X and Y wala.
Yes, yes, yes.
It is
But
called,
now I think,
yeah,
sorry. Now I think it will be better to go for the multiple regression. Just you suggest me which will be the good option for
madam,
me.
I will
Simple
never
regression.
suggest anything regarding your model. I just suggest this is
Okay.
the one kind of the model that can be
Okay.
applied. I will show you some more models also, because this is the
Okay.
path analysis. So I'll introduce one by one. Then what are
Okay.
the steps of the measurement model? What are the
Yes.
steps of certain assumptions? Everything we need to we need to clarify. Is it?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Shall I
Thank you.
run?
Yes.
Okay. Now we move to the model with mediation. Suppose one of our student working on consequences of the employee engagement, antecedents and the consequences of employee engagement. We will use the short words. Please understand. It means employee engagement is not our last conclusive variables. Please understand. Entire study is related with the two aspects. One is what? Antecedents. And consequences. And in between, we have employee engagement. Suppose I want to buy a house. My transfer is in Pune. So what I will do? Either I will use 99acre dot or some online sites, or I'll take the help of broker. Are you with me? So who is the buyer of house? That is me. The owner is something else. And in between, there are various mediators who help me to bring the house. Are you with me?
Sir, yes, sir.
Suppose there are online shadi.coms. Shadi.com is the platform who help us to get the young boys and girls to get married. So in that case, the girls is the dependent variable, boys is the independent variable, and Shadi.com is the mediating variable. In like, this is the platform or the broker is the mediating variable. Are you with me? I'll give you another
Sir.
example. Suppose everybody is talking about, ma'am, just talking about the simple regressions. My independent variable is the advertisement. My dependent variable is sales. My dependent variable is sales. So my X1 is advertisement, sales is a Y. Now, let me introduce, or the companies introduce the sales promotions. Sales promotions. Like, let us talk about the pantaloons or something. So advertisement is also leads to sales promotions. Sales promotion is also leads to sales. So there is a direct effect. One is what? Advertisements to sales directly. and advertisement through sales, promotions through sales. It is called the indirect effect. Please understand. And this indirect effect is called the mediating effect. Which effect? Mediating effect. And the sales promotions is not as a mediating variables. Are you with me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now I will
Yes, sir.
explain the antecedents and consequences of the engagement, employee engagement. Okay. One could be work-life balance. Are you with me?
Yes.
Work-life balance is important or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Work-life balance is our first variable, which is important. If I am doing employee engagement of, now it is very important whether I'm working on the middle level manager, whether I'm working on the top level management, whether I'm working on the frontline manager, what kind of the management or what kind of the segment I'm working. Suppose I'm working the basic level, then work-life balance is not important. The most important is, in that case, reward. Pay package kitna dege? What is the appraisal? Performance management systems.
So your
If
handwriting is
appraisal
very
good
good.
systems, then there are high chances the people will engage. Specifically,
But sir, your writing is clearly visible. It's very good. Thank you.
thank you, sir. Now, let us talk about the third one, training and development. Training and development cannot be a big issues for the higher level authorities, but upgrading themselves, it is a very important for the young employee. So training and development. After COVID, the biggest issues is psychological well-being. So psychological well-being is another area for employee engagements. Another is role ambiguity. Role ambiguity. Sometimes what happens when the new employee comes, there are high chances that their job design or the job description is not properly defined. And there are issues related with the roles. What kind of the job he has to do, whether he has to teach the principle of management or organization's behavior, because whatever the remaining subjects is generally pass it to the young faculty members or a young managers. Role ambiguities create a biggest challenge. Suppose if somebody is in a corporate, so that means work pressures, stress could be the another challenge. And the list can be extended number of ways. If it is higher authority, then we can think about what? The autonomy. We can think about the promotion aspects. We can say advancement. It is very important for the young people. Advancement. And list we can add also. But these are the 6-7 factors is considered as a responsible for what? Engaging peoples in a organizations. So what will happen? These all 7 factors will lead to employee engagement. Like this. So you can say reward will lead to this. And please understand, whatever your arrow is your our hypothesis. When we write a paper, when we write thesis. So here I have to write H1. I can write reward or pay package, reward or pay package significantly influence, employee engagement with so and so area, so and so things, like this. And you can create all 7 hypotheses. If somebody is create, then you can write the directions also. You can write reward and pay package positively influence the employee engagement. Role ambiguity can be leads negatively influence to employee engagement. Work stress, work pressures can lead negatively influence. But you must be clear regarding the directions through our literatures. Then and only we should indicate positive or negative word. Otherwise, you can use significantly influence, significantly impact, directly affect. This kind of the word can be used. Are you with me? So in that case, you can say these are the antecedents of employee engagement. But what will be the consequences? So consequences is like this. Either there are negative aspects, then employee may leave, employee may continue. So we want to understand retention. क्या इस situation से employee will continue to doing his job with the same organizations or not? Employee will give commitment. We can say higher commitment. That is also possible. Something. So these are the consequences can be aired also. Antecedents can be aired also. I'm just talking in general. Now, what is this model? This model is called what? This is our independent variable. This is our dependent variable, dv1, dv2, like this. And this is our mediating variable. So this is the area where 7 direct hypotheses here. D1 to D7. This is also the direct hypothesis H8, H9. Employee engagement will be increased, retention will be reduced. Employee engagement will be increased, commitment will be increased. Please understand. So there are 2 dependent variable, dv1, dv2, and this is called the mediating variable. Please understand. So this is the case. We are not only interested in 9 direct effect, but we are also interested to understand the indirect effect. Indirect effect is known as a mediating effect. Please understand. Are you with me? Hello?
Yes,
Sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
पार्टिसिपेंट तो 40
Yes, sir.
हो रहे हैं, बट मैंने बोला कोई सेशन लेने नहीं वापस चला गया है ना. लेट मी चेक. Is it? Are you?
Sir, we are glued to the
Yes.
screen. You are just amazing, sir. Can't even afford to move for a minute. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And now, suppose somebody visit because the summer is going on, and thing is everybody is traveling to the various places, and Sanjeevani College is also thinking about let us take our all faculty members to nice cool place in a IIM Jammu. So that means let us have some enjoyment, plus study trips. And Ritesh sir is a very good co-author, Dr. Harsha Jariwala, ma'am. So that means he has arranged everything. And now all faculty members have decided to go to the Jammu and Kashmir with some leisure trip. as well as the some satisfaction, some refreshments, and some studies also. So everybody is thinking about what? What is the outcome? What could be the outcomes? So that means outcomes could be the satisfaction. Could be satisfaction. So satisfaction is our dependent variable. But what are the things we need to do? It could be traveling, one part, interactions with the faculty members, discussions, FDP at IIM Jammu could be the other thing. Understand the cultures and the ethnic part. Ethnic part could be the third thing. Stay at IIMs or any resort could be the another thing. Of course, leisure trip or the shopping or some other aspects, adventurous things could be the other things. Snowfall is, if snowfall is too much or too much, then you cannot move out of the resort. That is also possibilities.
Yeah, extreme and
So that means seasons can play two type of the roles. Are you with me?
yes, sir.
Seasons can be a moderating variables in your adventurous trip or the leisure trips. Please understand. In that case, seasons would be your moderating variables. I will give you a number of other examples also. But start with the seasons. If season is good, your adventure trips can be adventure से जो satisfaction मिल रहा है, that can be increased also. And season is the worst, then your adventurous to satisfactions can be, or the leisure trip to satisfactions can be decreased also. So in that case, we want to understand the role of seasons in the relationships to the leisure to the satisfactions or leisure to the enjoyment. Please understand. Moderating is nothing else.
You're running.
Moderating will check the role of the relationship between X and Y only. That is moderator. Moderator can increase the value also and can reduce the value also. It depends. Like there are a number of people that are working on the technological adoptions model. Technological adoptions model. Suppose somebody is using the mobile wallet, and people have already adopt the technology. Mobile wallet is now it became very common in even tier 3 cities also. So now we want to use, how many people are continuous to usages? Now continuous usages is nothing else. Of course, the two aspects. Either benefits are more, rewards are more. So those who have adopted, they will continuously use. One aspect. Another aspect is the habit. Now people are habituated. So because of the habit, now people are not bringing cash money in their, they are not putting cash money in their wallet. It has become habituated. So that means once they adopt M-wallet, now they are continuously with it. If habit is not formed, then this relationship is negative. And if habit is formed, then this relationship is the positive. And habit will play moderating role. So we want to understand the role of habit in these two relationships. That is called the moderating variable. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, I hope you understand all different kind of the models. We understand direct model. We understand the mediating kind of the models. First one was the direct.
Yeah.
Second is with mediating. And the third is with the moderating. And these all kind of the models, usually we need to derive through the literature. Once our literature is established, this is considered as our structural model. Structural model derived from the past contributions, strong evidences, from the literature, even moderator, even mediating also. One of the best co-author along with the Ritesh and we both are doing the data analysis, but my another co-author who is a master of the literature, Dr. Sujo Thomas, always say that even we cannot consider any mediating variables without any proper evidences.
Mediating
And
and
in the
moderator
recent
both.
paper,
So
which
can you
says-
again differentiate? Can you repeat the differentiation between mediating and moderation?
yes, sir. The mediating is play a role between X and Y, who mediates the relationship between X and Y. I've given you example of 99acre.com, shadi.coms. Is it? These are the
Yeah.
mediators between the owners and tenant, owners and buyers. Shadi.coms, they are mediating between the boys and girls to get married.
Yes, sir.
Is it? Now,
Yeah.
moderating is what? We need to check what is the role of this variable between this. Between this relations to this relationship, what is the role of moderating variable? It could be positive also, it could be negative also. Habit. Okay, online food
Well,
delivery.
you can show them our private label paper, first
Yeah.
private label paper on non-profit review.
Correct.
In the very clear model of moderator
Yeah,
and
I was sharing the same thing.
if you want, you can share the screen by downloading the paper and show them that model if you allow.
I'll explain the model also. No
Sir,
issue.
समझ गया.
2 minutes, madam, no issue.
हाँ.
There are 5 personality traits. 2 minutes, I'll not take more than that, I know. This paper is already shared by Ritesh sir, so I'll not discuss that about paper. But I'll say there are 5 personality traits. Okay. Agreeableness, neuroticisms, extraversionness, this. And we have a CPI, participation intention. And you can see subjective happiness is the moderator. अगर ये पर्सनालिटी वाले लोग and the subjective happiness is moderating all 5 personality traits. We want to check what is the role if somebody is happy and with this personality, will his donation intentions will be increase or decrease? अगर कोई आदमी happy होता है, so then his donation intentions will be increase or decrease. That was the, so here the subjective happiness was considered as a moderating variables. And to be very honest, while we are handling the queries raised by the reviewer, the reviewer has clear-cut demand some more evidences for the subjective happinesses. Ritesh is completely aware about this. उन्होंने बहुत सारे evidences उन्होंने मांगा because he could not understand why happiness you consider as a moderating. And my co-author has provided substantial evidences related with the subjective happiness. Then this paper is clear. So even in the moderating variables also, substantial evidences is required. Without literature, it is very difficult to create structural model. And that is the reason the research is all about the literatures. Literatures comes in the literatures. Literature will be used in the introductions. Literature will be used in the empirical comparisons also. My result is this, but somebody has earlier find these relationships. My relationship is similar or a different. That also we need to mention while writing your thesis, while writing our papers. Now we move to now the structural model is done. What is next? If somebody is writing, then you note down, it is required entire structural model can be classified into 3 parts. One is the assumption. Today I will not cover this part majority, but today I will cover 2 issues. One is measurement model. Before testing of hypothesis, it is very important that our model, that is we called as an inner model also, should be approved. And the moment we are talking about the measurement model, what are the things we need to clear? Let us understand. And everything is related with the data and questionnaire. Everybody is talking about what should be the sample size. Yesterday, this question was raised. The sample size can be determined with the various techniques. Suppose I am, rather than we are using the structural equation modeling. SAM. And now the first question is, this is given by Professor Hare. How many statements we have raised? Suppose in our structural model, there are 10 variables. How many variables? 10 variables. 7 are independent. One is mediating variable, model number 2, and 2 are dependent variable. For example, 7 are independent, 1 is mediating, 2 is dependent. And the total number of the statement is total number of statements. Is 65, for example.
Hmm.
So Professor Hare says our total number of the sample size must be 10 times more than this. So if there are 65 statements, so in that case, our sample size should be at least 650. There is no ifs and buts. Our sample size should be at least 650. That is one thought process. Another thought process, it is given by those who invented margin of error, that is Crazy and Morgan. The Crazy and Morgan says if your independent variable is if our independent variables is, for example, 8, and in that case our total number of the sample must be, for one independent variable we should consider 50 plus 8k. Now k is equal to 1. In that case, one independent is equal to 58 sample is required. And in that case, if it is 8 independent variable, 8 into 58. So that means 464 samples probably. You can calculate as the required.
Hmm.
I hope you understand. Again, I move to the third thought.
Sir, before you remove the whiteboard, please allow participants to have a screenshot. I wanted to tell you, but forgot. Yeah. Every board, when you remove, you give chance participants to have a screenshot. Somebody called me.
I request you to, in fact, you can take screenshots.
With your kind permission, sir.
Yeah, of course. Everything for the all participants.
So, Kavita ma'am, please take the screenshot of this whiteboard and share with participants at the end.
Yeah, sir, I'll do that.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks for your concern.
So, one more thought. What is the structure of our questionnaire? In number of books, people are saying, specifically, you can write Uma Shekharan. And similarly, n number of books. They have clearly mentioned that if your population size is 10 lakhs, then maximum 384 is sufficient. But people, it is a myth. People forget that. Why CS suggested 384? If our questionnaire is MCQ type, multiple choice questions, we are dealing with microfinance issues. we are dealing with issues in the rural area. We are dealing with the issues with the farmer. Our majority of our questionnaires in a regional language, and majority of the questions are not defined in a scale. It is directly MCQs, because C has defined this with P and Q. The various formula of the sample size is given in the various books, all books rather than, but all of you will be surprised. Sabse zyada, if somebody has worked maximum, then all formulas are available in C.R. Kothari, surprisingly.
Yes,
Not even Naresh Malhotra. Another latest thoughts I'll talk, and that is not mine. That is the thought of Professor Ringal. Now let us understand these aspects also. Professor Ringals, these all are the European professors. And in Europe or any other countries, the population is very less, not like in India or China. And the data collections will not be an easy aspects. Even you can see, I have seen number of A star category paper, their sample size is 282. Or sometimes even it is 200 around. And they publish the papers in a very, very good journals. So Professor Ringal is who has developed Smart PLS 4, PLS 3, is coming with a very unique idea. He said, suppose this is our structural model. I'll draw very simple. And this is dependent. So Professor Ringal says, this is your structural path. Among the structural path, whatever the construct, like X2 is the construct, having 18 variables, 18 statements. How many statements? This is the structural path. Now X2 is the variable. Culture or something, having a highest 18 statements. Ringal says you should consider the 10 times more of the highest structural path variables. Suppose X2 is the construct, X2 is the variable, X2 is the factor, having the 18 statements. So 18 into 10, your 180 is also sufficient. And all of us will be very surprised what exactly these people are doing. But with these, and this citation is also available in number of good journals, good papers. And I would love to, I have download GPower. I don't know it works. Then I'll
sir,
show
shall I disturb you?
Yeah.
Screenshot before you
Yeah, done.
remove, let us take a
Done,
screenshot.
done.
Look.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Sir, then what will happen for finite and infinite population?
Yeah. Very important questions. Currently, we said there is nothing is infinite, but I would say that is my viewpoint. This is the current era is ever changing population. Suppose somebody is working on the health app, somebody is working on the e-commerce, somebody is working on the addicted people, somebody is working on the you can say efficiencies in the driving. You take any one of the topic. In the e-commerce, The number of people are buying products online. Every day, number of consumers are decreased. Every day, new consumers joins also. Okay. So in that situations, your populations cannot be infinite. Amazons or the some of the peoples may have the complete list or the exhaustive list, but this is called the ever-changing populations. Please understand. Number of people start smoking also. Number of people quit also. This is called the ever-changing population. Number of people, their driving license are expired because of the age and other reasons. Number of people taking new license also, we consider as a, even in a RTO, we consider as a ever-changing population. Those populations cannot be trapped within the certain time limits in which researcher want to finish the entire studies. We consider as a infinite populations, or I would say we should use the name of ever-changing populations. And whenever the ever-changing population is there, we are not able to frame sampling frame. We are not able to create sampling frame. And I would suggest in a number of good quality or rating papers also, people have applied non-probability sampling. It could be convenient sampling. It could be purposive. It could be judgmental. And if required, then the snowball. There are n number of the papers are available. And even majority of our papers also, we are using, madam, can I rub this?
Yes, sir.
Non-probability samplings. I hope I make it clear. Is it? Madam?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I'm talking about the most important aspects. I don't know whether it is. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
This is the, as per the recommendations of Ritesh sir, it is the G Powers software. Can you see this?
Yes, sir, I can see it.
And participants?
Yeah.
Yes,
This
sir.
is the freely available.
Am I audible, Kavita? Today again,
Yes,
one
sir.
problem is there.
Because you are audible.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Today only I have downloaded this. Okay. What we need to do? What kind of the test we need to do? Click karo. Can you see the various options are coming?
Sir.
Okay, so I will go for the correlations and regressions because it is a simple regressions or a multiple regressions. We can click correlation regressions. And number of options are coming. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Correlations bivariate normal. जो मैडम का था ना वो simple regressions वाला, then she has to tick this. Correlations point, and there are a number. Suppose ours is linear multiple regressions, fixed models, deviations from zero, for example. Are you with me?
5 मिनट.
Can I
Yeah.
click this? तो मैंने क्लिक कर दिया.
सर आर स्क्वायर डिविजन फ्रॉम जीरो के नीचे भी एक ऑप्शन है, वो क्यों नहीं लेना है?
Sir, R square generally is greater than 0.
Okay.
Now we have to select the Cohen. Just note down the Cohen has derived the effect size. Effect size is nothing else predictive ability of individual variables.
मेरे लैपटॉप में डाल देना, मोबाइल में भी डाल देना.
Predictive ability of individual variables.
टॉपिक चल रहा है 15 मिनट, थोड़ा मेरे को भी नहीं आता ये. कोहेन एफ स्क्वायर.
And if it is less than 0.02, you can say it is negligible. 0.2 to 0.8 के बीच में
तो अपना लफड़ा खत्म करें, फिर मैं तेरे को मोबाइल दूंगा.
All
हो जाए, प्रिंट निकल जाए, डेमो.
0.8
देख बंद हो गया क्या 1 सेकंड के लिए?
medium 0.15 to 0.28, it is strong, and 0.28 onwards it is very strong. Generally, Ritesh sir, this we predict in our model also, Cohen obscure.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And same things here we have to mention. Again, I repeat, test, correlation regressions,
Now wait here. Wait here.
variations from zero.
So there are 2 R
Sir,
square.
one
What
sec.
is the difference
I know,
between
I
first
know.
and second?
We have to consider more than zero. Now,
I want to confirm difference between first and second.
now let me show you everything and then I'll give you explanations also. Now, what we supposed to write? Look, it is clearly written. Effect size. Can you see? The moment I click
Yes, sir.
to,
Large.
so shall we write medium? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And alpha. Alpha is level of significance. In social science, by default, we consider 0.05. 1 minus alpha, beta is 0.95. Now, number of predictors. हमारे कितने इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है?
सर अगर यहाँ पे मॉडल में 4 इंडिपेंडेंट है, 1 मीडिएटर है और 1 मॉडरेटर है, तो क्या डालना है?
सर आपका
सपोज 9 वेरिएबल है. How many variables are there? 9 variables, for example, independent. Are you with me?
Yes.
So
Yes.
then I will say calculate.
सर नंबर ऑफ प्रेडिक्टर में एक डाउट है. अगर 4 इंडिपेंडेंट, 1 मीडिएटर और 1 मॉडरेटर.
सर आज आपका आवाज क्रैक हो रहा है सर पटेल सर. हाँ ठीक है. एनीवे सर पाठक सर आपकी आवाज अच्छी आ रही.
I would consider whether it is a mediator, moderator, everything you consider as a predictor. We don't mind.
Okay.
Because higher the predictors will give you a higher sample size. And the higher sample size will give you higher accuracy. Sample size comes say accuracy. Let us understand fundamental. Lower the sample size, accuracy reduce. Higher the sample size, accuracy will be always increased.
Sir, one doubt is there that 4 independent, 1 mediator and 1 moderator. So shall we calculate?
Sir, I already give an answer.
I was not able to listen. Sorry.
I already give an answer. Sir, please understand. Suppose in our model, except the dependent variable, consider everybody as predictor.
Got it.
Independent variable.
Got it.
Let us understand. Because
Something like
why I tell
ANN.
you, because here I have not seen any menu for mediating variable, moderating variables. So let us consider everybody is predictor because it is not dependent. So in that case, it is 9. Let me write 9 की जगह 11 कर देते. Are you with me? And
Yes.
determine. देखो कितनी आई सैंपल साइज. Earlier.
Sir, how to take effect size? In PLS it comes, but in MOS effect size does not come. Or we have to take randomly effect size value, how to choose?
Sir, you click this. I have just written the Cohen's value.
No, but how will we predict that in our model this effect size is this?
Sorry.
मेरे मॉडल में इफेक्ट साइज कितना है वो मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा?
So then you can take 0.15 as a medium effect size. Even in the G power also by default it is given 15. If you want to change small, suppose you are not confident enough, then let us give 0.02. Then model's sample size will be increased. You can see the lower effect size will take your sample size to 1267. It means we are not at all. We believe that our effect size of the model is negligible. Please understand. And that is the reason majority of the researchers are using by default 0.15, medium level, not very high, not very small, not negligible. Because you cannot say that the past researcher have not contributed anything. Whatever the model they have derived is absolutely useless. Please understand. So in that case, if you if you consider medium level effect size, then our total sample size is 178. You can show also this, you can take snapshot of this graph, put it in your papers also, or put it in a thesis also. And you can justify that as per the G power with the so and so effect size, you can change manually also. Number of papers.
Yeah, Kannan sir, you ask your question. Sir, one of our co-host and also speaker for the next 2 days, Kannan sir has raised the hand. I don't know by mistake or what. Please, sir.
Sir, I got this one regarding the effect size. As Ritesh sir asked about his project, how do you find the effect size? You can use it, you can find it from your R square value, because effect size F square is equal to R square divided by 1 minus R square. So you can use this formula and you can find out the effect size for your project. Another option is that for every industry you have got certain standard for your R square value.
Sir, your statistical formulas and everything is very perfect, but these decisions we need to take while selecting our sample. R squares and everything will be coming later stage once we run our data. So that means that is the reason, on the basis of the past evidences. Suppose in the past literature R square is, for example, so and so. So then sir is right, based on the past R square average value.
No, but then see, then we have to define that in our literature review, that based on this study we have chosen this R square, from this R square we come to this F square, and because of that this sample size is enough.
If we do not have any clear evidences, then you can select 0.15 as a medium level of the effect size, and you can calculate your sample size.
Okay, sir. Go ahead. Clear. Clear.
So
Kannan sir, you send that formula in WhatsApp chat later on. Continue. Go ahead, sir.
So just wait. Can I rub them?
Yes, sir.
Take a green shot and rub.
Yeah, and this is the way. I hope I'm clear to explain about the sample size. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now we move to the original our things, the measurement model. Before we run the measurement model, certain assumptions are there. Being a researcher, we need to check our data is normally distributed or not. Our data is normally distributed or not. There are 5-6 different methods normality can be evaluated, but the best is you can use Q-ness, you can use the kurtosis, and best is the testing method. The testing method is, there are two tests. One is the KS test. The full form of the KS test is Kolmogorov-Cimarron test. And second is Shapiro-Wilks test. I will not go into the depth of the assumptions, but I tell you, if Ks test value, significance value is greater than 0.05, greater than 0.05, then we can say our data is normally distributed. And if it is less than 0.05, then data is not normal. It is very important to understand whether our data is normal or not. Are you with me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Why? I share with you. If it is normal distribution, then any researcher can apply covariance based set. We call it as a CBSEM, covariance based structural equation model. And this CBSEM we discussed in our yesterday's session, AMOS, analysis of the moment structure. जो कल हमने यूज किया था, whatever we have used yesterday, that was CBSEM. And if our data is not normal, then we can use VBSEM, variance based structural equation model. CBSEM, VBSEM. This is AMOS software is used. Here n number of the softwares are available. The first one is PLS. Currently 4 is available. So I'll use PLS4. PLS means partial least square method. Adanko, advanced analysis for the composite. Then Lisrel. These 3 are popular. There are others also available. I may not be aware about this software, but these 3 softwares are very popular and the people are using in the markets. So that is the reason it is very important. This will decide the direction. My data is normal, I'll go to path A. My data is not normal, I'll select path B. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
And now we move to the measurement model. Assumptions to both hai, but there is a separate one session is required for the only teaching assumption. Before performing hypothesis, now I'll talk about the measurement model. What is measurement model? Measurement model is talk about few aspects. And again, yesterday also talked, don't worry about the jargons. Think, we need to check internal consistency or the reliability that we checked yesterday. Internal consistency. We call it as a reliability. I will give you threshold also. And the reliability can be performed with 2 ways if we are using VBS, if we are using the VBS here. Yesterday we have performed Cronbach alpha. So alpha is the one technique, another is the rho, RHO_A. There are 2 different ways reliability can be performed. Yesterday I explained reliability is nothing else It is something related with the ambiguousness, confusions regarding our questionnaires, our statements, whether respondent understood or not. That is defined by the reliability. And according to the Bantler and Chow, this value should be greater than 0.70. This value should be greater than 0.70. The second one, this is something related with understanding of respondent. Second could be the strength of our questionnaires. Strength in terms of the literature, strength of formulations of questionnaires, strength in terms of the collections of the responses. That include two parts: questionnaires plus data collections process. So the data properly collected from the different place, the variations is generated or not, or the similar kind of the data is collected, something. And there are few things. The first is factor loading. Yesterday we have seen there is a one variable called the reliability. There are certain statements, error term was generated, and here you will find the factor loading. What does it mean? It is nothing else, the strength of each statements regarding the reliability. Are you with me? If
Yes, sir. Sir,
if this particular statement is,
Sir, Pratima ma'am is telling something.
but let me finish and then I'll
Okay.
look. Sometimes what happens in my next explanations, probably she will find the answers. That is possible. Suppose X, this is factor number 1, and factor number 1 is created with 5 statements, for example. Now it is very important that these 5 statements are properly formulated or not. Number 1. This all 5 statements contributes the particular variable or not. And this strength of each statement is considered as a factor loading. Please understand. And this factor loading, there are 2 thoughts. Yesterday I shared. One is Professor Hare. Professor Hare says each statement should be greater than 0.70. And second, Nunali says it should be greater than 0.40 or to bhi chalega. But overall should not be disturbed. So then what is overall? Your overall is called AVE. Average variance explained or expected. It is very simple. Let me say, this is 0.90, this is 0.80, this is 0.70. How to calculate AVE? My statement number 1, factor loading is 0.90. What is the square value? How many variance is explained? 0.90 square, 0.81. If statement number 2, 0.80, this is 0.64. Statement number 3, 0.70, then 0.49. Now you find the total. 1 plus 4, 5, 9, 4, 14, 9, 15, 490. 0.194 is the total. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And you divided by 3.
Hmm.
What is the value? 6.
It's,
Sir, it's 1.94. When
Sorry?
we sum all this, when we add
No.
all the square, it's 1.9.
1.94 divided by 3 करो 0.62 something आएगा.
Hmm.
Is it?
Hmm.
Is it or not?
The average variance will be 0.62.
So that is
Point-
AVE is 0.62. Please understand. And factor loading and AV is directly connected. So in our measurement model, factor loading should be greater than 0.70 as per the Professor Hare, and AV should be greater than 0.50. But what is the Nunali sir says? Let us understand. That is the old thought, but even we need to understand. He said this value is not great, 0.50. So then 0.50, the last value will be changed. Instead of 70, it is 4. Let us assume it is 0.50. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
In that case, 0.50 square, it is 0.24. And what is the value? 1 plus 4, 5, by 10, 9, 6, 15, 2, 17, and it is 1.70. And 1.70 by 3, what is the value?
0.56.
0.56. So here also your AV value is matched because AV should be greater than 0.50. So in that case, according to Professor Ninali, this is correct. And according to Professor Hare, we have to remove these statements while performing your testing of hypothesis. Please understand. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Am I clear? So,
Yes, sir.
so condition number 1, factor loading should be greater than 0.70. AV should be greater than 0.50. Are you with me? And the third one, Sena, can I rub? Ma'am?
Wait, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the third condition is composite reliability. In modern world, people called it as a omega. CR should be greater than 0.7. So condition is factor loading short में greater than 0.70. AV should be greater than 0.50. CR should be greater than 0.70. And the most important, for each variable, CR should be greater than AVE. It's not like that. Your AVE value is
Sir,
greater
AV should be greater than 40, na?
than 50.
0.04.
वो नूनाली का मैंने बताया था
हाँ
मैंने।
हाँ ठीक है मिनाली का हाँ
कल हमने जब थ्रेशोल्ड लिया था ना तब हमने
हाँ
50 लिया था।
ठीक
And the
है
most important is CR is greater than AVE. And majority of these contributions is by Hare, Wu and Bentler Chow. Is it? So that means in that case, if everything is okay, then we move to the fourth condition. And that is related with the multi-collinearity.
Hmm.
And multi-collinearity is measured with VIF, variance influence factor. VIF for each statement should be less than 5. Desirable is 0.3 or 3.3, but it should be less than 5. Less than 5, it is acceptable. It indicates that the multicollinearity. Let us understand. If we collect the data from very close group, please understand. If we collect the data from very close group, then there are high chances. अब मैं सारे ओपिनियन संजीवनी कॉलेज के बच्चे का लूंगा, so that means there are high chances that their opinions is very similar, and that may leads to multicollinearities. And if multicollinearity presents, there is a challenges in the data. Measurement model is not valid. So VIF should be greater than less than 5. Then we can say that multicollinearity is not exist. Not exist is must. It means you have collected from the different group, different cultures, different environment, different school, different hospitals, and try to justify this research which is required. And in that case, we can say that our measurement model is established. But यहाँ पर this is all related with convergent validity. These are all parameter of, except multicollinearity, all are parameters of convergent validity. Convergent validity is nothing else strength of our data, questionnaires, and data collection process. Please understand. We need to focus one more item before we run our testing of hypothesis. अच्छा sorry, करना है तो ले लो. Snap.
एक मिनट सर. Done.
Before we move to the testing of hypothesis of our model, let me tell you one more thing, and that is the discriminant validator. Pratima ma'am, your questions before I move.
Yes.
Pratima Shukla ma'am, be ready.
हाँ,
Your
sir.
question is coming. Your
Yes,
payment,
sir.
don't worry, your payment is received.
Yes, sir.
Partial or full? Yes, ma'am. You are not.
हाँ,
नहीं.
but sir.
Yeah.
અરે એમનું પ્રિયંકા મેડમે પેમેન્ટ કરેલું, પ્રિયંકા મેડમ માં દેખાતું હતું, કવિતા મેડમ નું પ્રિયંકા ભટ્ટ મેડમે કરેલું તમારા.
Okay, વાંધો નહીં. Pratima ma'am, will you please share your valuable question?
Sorry, sir.
Tomorrow question. What is your question?
Sir, I don't have any question. Sir, there is some technical problem over here. I don't have any
Oh,
question. I'm
sorry.
listening to you
ठीक है.
patiently.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन था.
Yes.
ठीक है.
કવિતા મેમ ગો હેડ, ગो हेड.
सर मेरे एक पीएचडी स्टूडेंट ने पीएलएमएस पाथ डायग्राम वगैरह सब बनाया, पर फैक्टर लोडिंग के सब फैक्टर्स ही नहीं दिखाए, तो वैसा चलेगा नहीं ना?
नहीं मैडम, फैक्टर लोडिंग आ जाएंगे. We will show you.
नहीं उसने वो थीसिस में अभी चालू मतलब प्रोसेस में ही है, बट शी हैड नॉट मतलब वो थीसिस में नहीं डाला उसने फैक्टर लोडिंग के
फैक्टर लोडिंग का टेबल डाउनलोड करके उसको बोलो रख दे.
You can
Sir,
show any one of our paper in which clearly mention how to report all this.
नहीं मेरा सिंपल क्वेश्चन है सर, फैक्टर लोडिंग दिखाना पड़ेगा ना थीसिस में?
Report करना पड़ेगा. We have to
यस
report.
यस यस.
And
Yes,
if we have removed the statement, for example, statement number 7 is removed. So that also we have to justify that statement number 7 is removed in the final data analysis because of low factor loading. Otherwise,
Okay,
तो मेरी
okay.
जान ले लेगा कि सर
ठीक
मुझे
है।
बताओ कितना था और
नहीं,
मुझे क्या report करना है।
because of two things, higher modification indices or maybe higher lower factor loadings. One of these, but sir, या तो higher modification indices हैं या lower factor loading है.
higher VIF. Correct. Now we move to the discriminant validity. That is also part of the discriminant. That is also part of the measurement model. And there are two methods. वैसे तो n number of methods, but 2 to 3 methods we should consider. The first one is Fornell and Laker method, very popular. What Fornell Laker? Yes, have I explained yesterday discriminant validity? What is discriminant validity? Suppose let us consider variable is one family, other variable is other family, wife and children, third, fourth, and something like this. And there are various statements. Discriminant validity says each family should be individually very strong. Must be. There is no ifs and buts. Individually, everybody should be strong. And the second thing is, everybody should not be correlated with one another. अपनी family में ही खेलो घूमो. Not to relate with the others. If your all variables is highly correlated with the others, it means we are violating the issues of discriminant validity. Please understand. And what Fornell Laker says, your square root of AVE, for example, there are 5 variables. Reliability, assurance, physical evidences, empathy, etc., etc. So this says this is your square root of AVE. Square root of AVE. AVE is now, it's not an unfamiliar word. And this is your intra-construct correlation. मतलब reliability and responsiveness का correlations. Reliability and assurance, like this. Correlations of this. Reliability and physical evidences. Reliability and empathy. Similarly, here you will find this. Similarly, here you find this. And here you find this. So what Fornell and Laker says, your square root of the AVE must be greater than intra-construct correlations. मतलब ये value बाकी सबसे ज्यादा होनी चाहिए. That's it. This value should be greater than all intra-construct correlations. This value greater than correlations, like this. And if this is where this kind of the result is derived, then we can assure that, madam, this part I'm going to remove, not the whole one. Our discriminant validity is established. Are you with me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
That
sir.
is Fornell and Laker. Another is, I'll rub. Another thought process is the HTMT, heterotrait monotrade ratio. And the HTMT ratio says the values should be less than 0.85. This is given by Dazzler also. This is
But sir, you are not audible. Anything is wrong?